Hi everyone, this is Dina, the Nightly Stitcher here on YouTube and also over on Instagram. This is Flosstube number 14. It's also October 14th, 2022. I've been away for a good while. I'm sorry, but I have just been so busy or so tired. Um, I I'll tell you about that in a minute. I want to thank everybody for returning that has subscribed to my channel, and also, that you keep coming back and watching me each time, giving me a thumbs up or commenting. I appreciate that. I like reading all the comments. Also, if you've just found me for the first time, I hope you like what you see here. And if you do, stick around, give me a thumbs up, and subscribe, and you'll get notifications if you tap on the little bell. And you'll see when you'll get notified when my next video is out. So anyway, this has been a busy time. I started after my last video. I started doing deep cleaning in our house, and I am 66 years old, so I am not a 9 to 5 person anymore. I work sometimes 4 hours a day on the house. Sometimes it's five, sometimes it's none. But I've mentioned before, we have a big 2-story house, and so I started in my husband's office and took down curtains and started at the windows and cleaned everything down to the floors and mopped and washed windows, washed the curtains. What else did I do? I guess that's about it. I didn't go through his stuff, I just cleaned up the dirt part. So, anyway, then I moved on into our kitchen and started working on that. Went to our entry room, took all the curtains down, started washing windows in there. I'm still not done. This has been like a month or so, and I am still not done. I got all the downstairs finished, and then I started upstairs, and I started in my bathroom, got our bedroom done, came into my sewing room, and didn't do a lot of deep cleaning in here. I've been doing some cleaning I'm always kind of cleaning and organizing in here. So just mainly took the windows, the curtains down, washed them, washed the windows and the window sills. And I've got Tootie sleeping right here. I'm afraid she's going to knock the camera off. Wash all the windows inside and out. And we have 32 windows in this house, so that's a lot of windows. I still have 4 windows left to do. I still have the window in our landing going upstairs. I have 2 in my long arm quilting room and 1 in the back bathroom. So I have to deep clean that bathroom, and I'm just going to kind of halfway clean my long arm room, and I am done. So I work a few hours a day on it and try to give it some deep cleaning, moving furniture and vacuuming under it and wiping down picture frames and all that. So yeah, like yesterday, I did nothing but sit in my chair. I didn't even stitch. I just sat in my chair the entire day. I was just so tired. But anyway, I did try to make a video last week, and the video went fine, except I was going to do some editing because, on Halloween, I had to think of what it was. On Halloween hijinks, the sale that's going on that Stitch Brat started, I was explaining how it works, and I'll show you a little later, but I had said that we were going to have it done by the way she planned it out. We would all finish by October 1st of 2023. Well, I said January 1st, 2023. So as I played the video back, I caught that, and I thought, no problem. I've learned how to edit, so I thought I'll just go in there, put a little tag, says October 1st, 2023. and my phone said my storage was full and I could not edit. Well, I knew I was like at 90% full on my phone with videos and pictures and stuff. So I had over 1,000 pictures and like over 300 and some videos. So I had to get those off onto my laptop. And my daughter had brought in an external, I think it's called an external hard drive, maybe. I don't know. You technical people know this, but you plug it into your computer and then you can save pictures and stuff on it. So anyway, I thought, okay, I can figure this out. I'll just plug my phone into the computer and plug that into the computer and just switch everything over. Nope, didn't work. I'm not smart enough for that. So I said, heck with it. So they were all going to come in the following weekend. We were going to do my husband's birthday lunch this past Sunday. So they were coming in. And so she said she'd help me get them off so that I could edit that video. But by then, the video I felt was too old, so I just deleted it. Plus, I sounded like I was really tired, which I am, but it came across in the video. And so I thought it wasn't a very good video anyway, so I just deleted it and thought I'd re-record today. So anyway, in the meantime, I thought, okay, I'll try to do it again. So I just plugged my phone into my laptop and got the pictures transferred right away. I just didn't know what I was doing the first time around. Still didn't really know what I was doing, but I got it done. This technology, I just stumble through it. It's just the luck of the draw for me. Sometimes I can figure it out and sometimes I can't. But anyway, I decided to go on and record. So after I got all the pictures and videos off, and I deleted a lot of stuff I didn't need anymore, but after I got it all off of there, I was down to like 65% storage. So I'm really good now. Made a big difference. So, but anyway, making this new one today. I, on top of being so busy with cleaning the house, I did take a couple of days out and made some project bags, but I don't have them in my Etsy shop yet. So I'm hoping to get a few more made and get them in there. Got all my Halloween decorations up, and today we're going to have a Halloween parade of stuff that I've made over the years, kind of like I've done the Easter and the patriotic. So I have lots and lots of Halloween that I've made over the years. But we're gonna do that. Steve had his other cataract taken off of his right eye last Friday. Doing great. He hasn't worn glasses since he had his surgery, so he's loving that. He's finally can wear regular sunglasses. So he went to the doctor Monday, and he has to go back this next Monday. But if he needs anything at all, it's just going to probably be some little readers. So that would be really nice. I get tired of wearing glasses too, so he's really liking that. Sabrina, also, I told you she had her shoulder surgery a while back because she had torn her bicep lifting weights. And she went back to work this past Monday. She's been doing physical therapy, can kind of get her arm up to about here and up to about here, and she's coming along good. So she wasn't really excited about going back to work, but who is? I did that during COVID. I took I think 3 months off when COVID first hit and we went into lockdown, and by the end of the 3 months, I decided I really didn't want to work. So I went back for a couple of weeks and retired, and that was about it. So let's see. I got some new furniture. Well, actually, I got a new chair. Our furniture is at least 10 years old, and it's not bad. I mean, we're gonna sell it, but I wanted some new furniture. It was furniture we had in our other house, and we've been here 6 years. Well, the couch was a really long couch and love seat, and the couch was really too big for this room in this house. So anyway, I wanted to get a smaller sofa, and then the chair I have so much back problems that I thought, well, I'll try another chair. I've tried 2 different recliners. I've tried glider rockers. The last chair I had was a swivel rocker. And so this time I thought, okay, I'm going to try to find a chair. I don't want a recliner, but I want something that looks like a regular chair, but that the foot piece comes up on. So we went furniture shopping, and I found one. So we bought it, and they delivered it a couple of days later. The couch and love seat that I wanted was not available in the fabric that matched the chair. So we had to order it, and they said 6 to 8 weeks. So I'm counting on more like probably 12, 14 weeks. I'm not looking forward to until after the new year. It's been on order for about 3 weeks now, so I would say it's a good chance it won't come until after the first of the year, because I've heard the stories of where people wait forever to get it. And we're just going to keep the old couch and love seat until the other one gets into the furniture company. And then we'll try to sell it and then have them deliver it. Because my luck, we would sell it and we would all be sitting in folding chairs around the Christmas tree. So that, I don't want that to happen. So we're just going to hang on to it. So anyway, I got some new furniture coming. I'm excited about that. Let's see. I'm trying to look at my notes over here. I do have my sampler September I'm going to show you, and also what I'm doing for October. I will show you what I did in September as far as on my progress tracker. Somebody said these were called planners, but then they said for them it was more like a progress tracker, I think, and that's more of what mine is. I don't plan anything out. Let me move these. I don't really plan anything out. I just, I keep track of how many stitches I do every day. I write the project down. You all have seen this many times. For new people that are watching, this is a blue sky planner. I get them from Amazon. But I write down what I stitched on for the day and how many stitches I did. And as the way I keep track of my stitches is, as I stitch, I will highlight an area and count those and write them on a notepad. And then when I'm done stitching for the day, I transfer that. Well, I don't always transfer it over to this book right away. Usually I'll have a notepad and I'll put like Monday and what I worked on and how many stitches I did. And I'll just fill that note page up. And then when it's full, I'll transfer it over to this book and start a new page. So, and then if I didn't stitch, I write that day down and I write that I didn't stitch on it. But this is my September book. And as you can see, the green stars are starts, where I started a new project. The red stars are where I did not stitch that day. So you can see I have several on September that I didn't stitch on. I just have been tired, you know, working in the daytime on the house and doing other stuff. And then I'll stitch at night some, but thank God my husband does the cooking, because for one, I hate it. And by 5 o'clock, I am too tired. But anyway, I wanted to let you know I had stitched 8,341 stitches through the month of September. I stitched 23 of 30 days. So I had a whole week there, 7 days that I did not stitch. Then I didn't have any start. Oh, wait a minute. I forgot to write the numbers down. I had 3 starts. I need to write the number up there. And the gold stars are finishes. So I had, looks like 2 finishes. I forgot to write those numbers down. And then I didn't finish my page at all. So the number of projects I worked on 6 different projects: a Lucy cow cut, spring pot sampler, Merry Christmas card, Merry 395 blackbird sampler, and pink sparrow sampler. So that's my progress in September, and I have now started October. Can you believe October is almost half over? I can't. Um, and I didn't stitch 2 days, the 6th and the 10th. I did not stitch, and I didn't stitch last night or the night before. So, oh, wait a minute. Yesterday was Thursday. I didn't stitch last night, but I did stitch on Wednesday. So, got to get those logged in there. So that's my progress tracker. So on to the next thing. I did go to Galleria. We've got dog hairs hanging off my things. Let me get a drink. I did go to Galleria. I have a new stool I'm trying out for today. I have to sit so high because I'm using my ironing station. It's a desk that my husband put on rollers, and then he raised it so it was higher and it didn't hurt my back to stand at it. And then we took another board and covered it with thermal, whatever that thermal padding is that you do like hot mitts and things like that with. So we covered that and put some batting on it and muslin. So it stands pretty high for me. So I can't sit in a chair or I'd be looking at the top of my head. And as you know, my wooden stool, I keep sliding off of it. So this is a metal stool with a padded seat. We're going to try it today. So anyway, what I said was I went to Galleria. It's in St. Charles, Missouri. I only went down for the day. I went down on Friday, the 30th of September, to just shop. That's all I wanted to do. I didn't go down and take any classes. They did have classes available, and there was a lot of people in there it looked like taking classes or just sitting around stitching. I'm not sure. But anyway, I got down there. Originally, we were going to go down and drive down for the day. My husband was going to drive me down for the day. I didn't know how long it would take for me to go through and look at everything, but he was going to drive me down for the day, and then he was just going to go find something else to do, and then pick me up when I was done. Well, then Tootie, she's our little, not quite 3-pound pom. She has issues with blood sugar and separation anxiety both. So she just had an issue night before last with blood sugar, and we have to give her honey and peanut butter and try to get it back up, and then we give her some meat and stuff, try to get it leveled out, just like you do a person that has low blood sugar or diabetes. But anyway, we were afraid to leave her for the whole day. So then then we were going to get a campsite. We were going to go down and stay at a campground, and he was going to drop me off, same thing. But I was sitting there one night, and I said, it's an hour and a half away. I can drive that easy. So I told him, I said, I'm just going to drive down for the day, and then I'll do some shopping, and then I'll just come on back. So that's what I ended up doing. It was easy. I got on I-70 at Kingdom City, which is about 15 minutes away from here. Got on I-70, drove straight down 70, took the exit. My phone told me I made a right, made a second right, made a left right into the Embassy Suite parking lot. So it could not have been any easier. So anyway, I went up there and paid $9 for the day to be able to go to the Galleria. I did a loop around, and I know you've heard so many people that talk about Galleria, so I'm not going to go into like the whole setup and everything. You've heard that. But I did a loop around the outside or the rooms to see the designers that were there selling their things. I made one loop, and then I thought, well, maybe it was crowded in some of those rooms pretty bad. So some of them I just kind of made a quick entrance and kind of looked around and then left again. So I thought, well, I'll make another round and see if I missed something the first round. And I did. I picked up a couple more things the second time around. I couldn't get into Rosewood Manor that first time. It was just packed, and I just did not want to be shoulder to shoulder. And as I got there the second time, it was still packed. People waiting to pay were out in the hall. So I thought, I love Rosewood Manor. So I thought, I'm just going to go in, fight the shoulder to shoulder, and look at everything. So I did pick up 3 of her charts. And then, but I made that second loop and I called it quits and came home and drove through Taco Bell and got some lunch and ate it on the way home. I got home by about 2:30 or 3. I left here at 8:30 that morning, so it wasn't too bad. I think I'm probably going to do the same thing next year, just drive down for the day to shop. I don't know. We'll see. But anyway, I did get a few things that I'll show you that I bought down there. I had a list of some things I'd like to pick up, and I ended up not getting anything off the list. But anyway, second thing is I got into Stitchcon. I am so excited. I really wanted to go to Stitchcon, and ever since I've been hearing what people talk about it, that's been one of my goals that I really wanted to do. I got in on weekend B. I got registered. The registration, I think I might have told you in a previous video, but it opened at noon, whatever day it opened. I can't even remember, to get on the wait list. It opened at noon, was 11 o'clock our time, so we had to be in Columbia, so I registered just as we got into Columbia. I was getting registered 2 minutes after 11. I was registered, so I was fairly confident that I would get in with just being 2 minutes in. But as you all know, if you've heard other people talking about Stitchcon, Keepsakes had a big issue with PayPal. Actually, it was PayPal's big issue, but it affected Keepsakes on sending out invoices on the 5th of October. So with me being new and not knowing what to expect, I checked that morning and there was no invoice. And I was like, gosh, I just registered 2 minutes in. So all day long, I was checking to see if I'd gotten an invoice, and I hadn't got it. And then I seen somebody post their invoice saying that they were in. And it's like, well, I didn't get my invoice. So I think it was by that night, maybe the next day, I posted on Instagram. I didn't want to bug Keepsakes because I know they're always busy. So I just said, hey, what's the process? I did not get an invoice yet. And I saw where some people were getting them, not very many, 2 or 3. But I wanted to know how they did the invoices, if they all went out at one time, if they went out alphabetically. I figured they'd probably go out in order of registration. So anyway, I didn't know what to expect. So somebody hadn't commented at that time. I had posted that. And right after I posted it, I saw where Stephanie had something on Instagram about a glitch with PayPal. So she was manually sending them out. So on about day 3 or 4, I got my invoice. So I was so excited. We already have a campsite registered at, I think it's Winton Woods. I think it is Winton Woods Campground. Anyway, we're already registered and paid for the campsite, so I'm good to go. Okay, so let's get on to doing some other things, looking at some other things. I do have an FFO, and I've got stuff scattered, so I'm going to have to kind of do a little bit of looking here at what I've done with things. And it's not in that box, so let me look here. Here it is. Okay, so last time I'm still missing something. I wonder what I did with it. Well, we're going to go on, and if I find it, we're going to go on. And if I have it in one of my crates, then I'll show it to you then. But I did get this. This is not something I stitched recently. I stitched this several years ago. It's not dated. I believe it's a Carriage House samplings, or it could be Kathy Barrick. I'm not sure. But we had taken a frame and cut it down, and I glued it and put it all back together. Not happy with my corners. We're having a terrible time. We even bought a new saw blade that I think the higher, the more teeth on the blade, the better cut you get. So we bought that, and that worked really good. But we're not getting a true 45-degree angle. So I ended up just putting the bad corner kind of down here and up here. But if I get them to meet in the inside corner, they don't want to meet on the outside corner. So we're going to have to work at truing up that saw somehow. Something we're doing wrong. So anyway, I did get that fully finished, so that'll be going on my wall. And then let me show you this one. That's the only FFO, unless I find my sampler or my Blackbird one. I do have this. I found at a little antique mall. There. It has felt up through here. It's just embroidery on muslin, back stitching. But I didn't give but like $5 for it. But it looks brand new. The back is even, looks like it was just finished. So I don't know if they did this to sell, they didn't get enough money out of it for one thing, but I gladly bought it. But it says, having a friend is a comfort that can never be taken away. And I thought it was pretty, and if I decide I don't want that, I'll take it out and use the frame for something else. So let me, just a second. I'm going to have to get a place I can pile stuff up. Hold a minute, please. I'm sorry. I have had more crashes trying to get this whole thing set up this morning. So, I'm sorry. I'm not starting it over, though, and I'm not going to edit it out. So anyway, for September, I was going to show you what I worked on for Sampler September. And I started this the night of my last video. This is called Merry Christmas. It's a Christmas card. It came as a kit. I showed it to you before. There it is. It's perforated paper with cardstock and an envelope. And I started it the night of my last video, and I got this much done by the end of the month, stitching on it off and on. So I'm almost done. I have to finish the basket and put some hearts down here, and there's a little tiny border. So that's what I got done there. So I put it away. Oh, I need to remember not to zip bags. And then the next one I worked on is Lucy Calcut. And I should have opened these bags beforehand, but anyway. This is Lucy Calcut. If y'all, I'm sure you've seen it. Other people have worked on it. And this is all I got done. I don't think I worked on it anymore after my last video, but I might have. So it ends right in there with that's the last of the border, the little white flower and the little pink flower. So anyway, that's Lucy Calcut. I did do pretty good through September, I thought, making progress, because I had that Merry Christmas start. I had the Lucy Calcut. I had this start. Whoops, wait a minute, let me put this up. This is Pink Sparrow Sampler. And that is this one. I saw where Steph is from Just Keep Stitching is working on this. This is so pretty. I like this. I had looked at it and I thought it was pretty online. And then I saw it stitched up. And then I really wanted it. So then I went back and looked at it to order it. And it's like, well, it's pretty, but it's really not as pretty as what I was thinking it had been when I saw it stitched up. So I didn't order it. Well, then I saw it stitched up again, and it's like, it must be the photography, because I love to see it stitched up the second time. So I just came home and ordered it, and I am really loving this piece here. I did a couple of color changes. It called for Weeks or Gentle Art. I can't remember. Let me look right quick. Well, it calls for mostly Gentle Art, but a couple of Weeks dye works. But I just wanted to use DMC, so I just kind of picked my own colors, and I'm not sure what they are, not right now. But anyway, and if you follow me on Instagram, I had posted a picture. I had done these leaves with, it called for corn husk from Gentle Art or Weeks Dye Works. And the corn husk converts to DMC was a yellow, so I put it in and I didn't like it. So I just went and got a green I liked and took the leaves out and put them back in the green. And the corn husk, when I looked online, it is kind of yellow, but in the picture it looks more green. So anyway, I just was doing my own thing with that. The last piece that I worked on in September was Mary 395. She's a Bristol sampler. And this is Mary. And I had already started this one. The other two I had started in September. So let me get her out of her sleeve. And I did some pretty decent stitching on her. Tootie is upset because I keep moving stuff around in front of her. So on this one, I think I had the, oops, there's my needle and thread. Okay, on this one, I think I had all this that's up here done. And I think I had the RST done, I believe. Then I did this larger lettering here, and I did all of this lettering here, and the 396. I think, you know, if you go back and look on an old video, you may find that's not right, but I didn't go back and look, but I think that's what I did. I guess I could keep notes of what I actually stitched, but anyway, oh, let me unroll it. So this is how far I am on Mary 395. And this is a Hands Across the Sea. I'm using DMC Floss 304, 1 strand on 40 count. I didn't give you all the other. Lucy Calcut is a DMC, and Pink Sparrow is a DMC. And the fabric on them, let me look right quick. Lucy, I believe, is a 36 count. Yeah, I know she is. She's a 36 count. Pink Sparrow it's really not that big of a sampler. It's a 28 count. And it's a fairly, you can see, it's a loose weave. You can see my hand behind it. So I got those. So that was all of my Sampler September projects. but I feel like I made some pretty good progress on them. So then we're going to move on to October, and I have it down here, so let me pick it up and switch out crates. Hold on just a second. So I'm going to crash something yet. Okay, so October, I decided I want to work on Halloween through October. I never know what I really want to work on, but for some reason this time I did want to work on that. Because I don't necessarily do what the holiday is, so I might work on Christmas in October or just an everyday project. So anyway, let me just, okay, I had to look for something. So this is a piece that I bought it off of Etsy the other day. So this is going to be part of my haul. This is Happy Haunting, and it's by Lola Crow. It's a haunted house, and I'm doing it in DMCs, but I also am going to do the ghost in glow in the dark. So all of those little ghosts will be glowing in the dark at night when I turn the lights out. So this is my progress. I started this the 1st of September, I believe. I don't know what my actual start date is, but I've gotten that far on it, so I've made good progress. This is a 28 count pewter Lugana, and I'm using DMCs. So that is, and I'm still having people that ask me about my lap stands, which I don't mind you asking. So I'm always happy to tell you what I have. This is an Elon lap stand. It's made by Artisan Designs. And what I like about this, it telescopes out. Hold on. There. It telescopes out. So if you have a bigger project, you can telescope this out and it balances a little bit better. But you can also put it together like that for a smaller project. So this is an Elon. I've had all of my lap stands and my floor stand for probably 30 years. So I know if they're still available. This I know is still available, but they're old, so they may have changed the design a little bit on them. I gotta get another drink. It could be a little bit of changing up their designs a bit. Okay, the next thing that I started and worked on was another Etsy find, and that is this one. It's by Cloud Factory. It's Ouija board. And I have 2 Ouija boards. One glows in the dark. One is the exact same Ouija board. I had one as a kid, and the neighborhood kids and I would play with it. And I am not one that's, what do you call it? I'm not afraid of Ouija boards. They don't bother me. They bother some people, and if they do, that's fine. But they don't bother me. And I'm not a person that thinks that something's going to get me if I get on a Ouija board or whatever. So I just think they're kind of cool. I bought that one. It's by Cloud Factory. And I thought that was so cute. Now, this one is just one. I've only worked on it one night because when I have stitched, I've been working on the Happy Haunting. So this is one night of stitching. So it's going to go pretty fast. I'm probably not going to have it done for Halloween this year, but I think it's really cute. I put one eye in on the sun. There's a sun on this side and a moon on this side. And I put one eye in, and then I decided with having the lighter colors to fill in, I didn't want black thread being shown from behind. So I'm going to fill that in and then go back and put the eye and nose and mouth in it. That way I won't, and I may have to take that one out. I don't know. It doesn't, no, I didn't carry any thread there, so I think I'm safe with that. I don't know what this fabric is. It's something I had in my stash. It is, I'd say, a 28 count from the look of the X's. Looks like a 28. I'm using black DMC, but when I tried it with 2 strands, it wasn't giving me enough coverage. As you can see there, I switched over, I took it out and did 3 strands, and I'm happy with that. And I never stitch with 3 strands, but I had to stitch with 3 strands to get the coverage. So that one I worked on. Oh, I've worked on this one, I forgot. I have worked on this one a lot because I had a goal to meet. This is Happy, not Happy, hold on. Halloween Hijinks by Carolyn Manning. And if you're familiar with her, there is an Instagram hashtag called Halloween. I think it's Halloween Hijinks Sal 2022. Stitch Brat started it. She took the chart and broke it down into 12 sections so that we can have this done by October 1st, 2023. Because remember I said July or January 1st. So no, October 1st of next year, we should have this done if we stay on course. So I had already started this and had some of it done. So what I have decided to do as a section, like this row up here is October. So I counted how many little, if you can see, there's witches' hats, ghosts, and candy corns, and then the 2 in the pumpkins. So I counted all of that. And what I ended up doing was I stitched where I had left off, and then I came down here because this is going to be next month. This is going to be November. So however many little repeats there are up here, I started where I had left off and came down this way. And that's what I'm going to do each time so I can kind of stay caught up. This is what I have finished right now. So I had, well, like I said, I'm not sure. I think I stitched across here and then down through there. When I get over into these squares here, I'll just count what's in her outline and I'll work them in somewhere else. And this also gives me a chance that if I don't get everything done in a month, like it's planned, that I have a little bit of leeway that I can work on them and miss a day or 2 and still be okay with it. So, but that's been fun. I like that piece, and I really enjoy looking at it. I just think it's so colorful and it's so cute. I just don't like changing all those colors. I could never do those pieces I call confetti. That would drive me nuts, changing colors all the time. And all those park threads, I would have a mess. So anyway, I tie my thread off and start again. So I just don't like doing it every half dozen stitches or 2 stitches or whatever. But it's a very cute pattern. So that is everything that I've been working on. So on haul, I'll show you what I bought at Galleria and a couple of other things that I've picked up. I have this that came in the mail yesterday, so I'm not going to flip through it and show you because some people may not have gotten theirs yet. So it's got some cute patterns in it. Then my brother-in-law and sister-in-law and Steve and I went down to Versailles the other day, and we went to Top Stitch, which is a Bernina sewing machine and long arm dealer they sell machines and all kinds of quilting threads and stuff like that. They don't carry fabric, but they carry everything that goes along with it. But anyway, they had this quilt hanging on the wall, and I loved it, so I bought this pattern. And I like the quilt, but what I'm thinking about doing is taking, I haven't measured or anything, but I'm thinking maybe a couple of rows of these leaves and then put a border around it, and I could make a table runner for my dining room table. I really need some table runners for my table. I keep saying I'm going to make them, and I don't. So I bought that. This is what I got at Galleria, which I saw this. Let me scoot up just a bit. Okay. I saw this on Amazon last night. I was really surprised. I was just looking under cross stitch patterns and it popped up. But it's called Spooktacular Cross Stitch Volume 1, and it's by Romina Petrucci. I would say Petrucci. Very, very nice book. See, it's a fairly thick book. It has, well, actually, I'm not sure how many it has. 14 funny Halloween projects you'll love. This is really a nice book. I like her layout. She has the whole process of her layout and her wording right there. She shows you a cross stitch and a back stitch, but her little borders are so cute. Then we get over here, and this is projects, and I'll show you some projects, but I'll have to watch the chart. So like this is Sassy Cat with a pumpkin, and it's so cute. Now I think I would change the pumpkin color because it's kind of pinky to me. And it may not be that way if once you pull the colors. I'm not sure what color it calls for. But she has really, let me block this off. She has very nice, well, let me go this way because everything down there is dark. So she has very nice charts, easy to read. So there's that. She shows you again, some of it stitched up. This is Ghost and Flowers. That wouldn't, I think that would go fairly fast. October 31st. Whoops. Halloween. And there it is again. I think that was the same one. This is Happy Halloween. But doesn't she do her pages so cute? I mean, she's put a lot of time and, you know, thinking out her layouts, best witches. So anyway, there's more in here. I'm not going to show them all. Oh, I do want to show you this one because it's super cute. I just flipped through it. Now I can't find it. Oh, where did it go? Here it is. I gotta watch it because the chart is on the other side, and I don't want to bend my book backwards. But this, I think that's so cute. So anyway, and then it says 8 bonus projects. On the back, it says if you go to this website, you can get 8 more of her designs. So she is from Italy because I was going to use my credit card and she could only take cash or check. So, but she's from Italy. But yeah, you can get this on Amazon if you can't get it at your L&S. Very cute. I got a Kathy Barrick Halloween stocking. It is called Halloween Stocking. Amazing. Imagine that, a Halloween stocking with Halloween stocking name. But I think I would probably change the fabric color because see how she kind of gets washed out right there. So I would either change her face color or the stocking color. Everything else shows up really good. So that's a really cute one. This is a 2016, so it's not new. Hannah's barking in our bedroom. She gets up on our bed and looks out the window and barks at nothing. Okay, this is by Fancy That. There was, I can't even remember what booth I was in, but they were selling, they had a couple of bins of older patterns that they were just trying to get rid of. So I helped them do that. This is Fancy That Frankenmonster. And I don't care much for Frankenstein, but I thought he was cute. I have one other cross-stitch Frankenstein I'll show you, but usually I don't care for Frankenstein. And as far as Halloween, I only like cute Halloween. I don't like the gory Halloween. I hate skulls. That's the one thing I can't do. I don't mind skeletons, but I hate the skulls all by themselves. It just creeps me out that the body is missing. So anyway, Fancy That. This is called Pumpkin. I'm trying to read this backward. Pumpkin Patches. And this is really cute. It's made a little different. The cross-stitch piece is actually behind the fabric the pillow is made out of. So I don't know how they did that and not cut the fabric. I would assume they stitched, machine stitched around it and they cut it out, but I would be scared to death to do that. So I'm not real sure how I would do that. But that's a 2004 pattern. That's really old, but I don't ever remember seeing it. And then when I went into Rosewood Manor, finally, after I got through the crowd, I found this. I've never seen this one before. It's the woman in a shoe. It says, there was an old woman who lived in a shoe. She had so many children, she didn't know what to do. She gave them some broth without any bread. She hugged them all tightly and sent them to bed, which I'd heard the old woman in the shoe before, but I never heard the ending to it. So, yeah, I think this is really cute. She's got her kids all lined up there. She's a busy mama. So, and the back is even cute. That might be, let me look. That's a chart. I didn't realize it. There's two charts in here. That one and Grandkids Spoiled Here. So, then the next one I got was, this was a new one. This is Rack Straw Hill. Say that 3 times fast. Rack Straw Hill. And I really like this one. I'm trying to keep the glare off of it. So I thought that was a very pretty one. It says on the back, see, I haven't even looked through these till just now. I just picked them up, flipped through them, and then bought them. It says there are 3 more sampler designs included in this book. And here's one on the back. So I don't know if they picture the other one or not. No, it's in there as a chart, I guess, but it's not pictured. So anyway, that's Rack Straw Hill. This one is Row, Row Your Boat. I had not seen this one before. It's a 2017, and if you follow me, you know I love ships. I love this kind of, the old ships. I have Big Red Ship of Life that I have started. I'm working on it. I have a couple others that have a lot of ships in it. So anyway, I like that one real well. And this one I found, and this is the last thing I bought down there. This is by Twin Peak Primitives. And I looked at it, and I just loved it. But I thought, I don't need another huge project. So I looked at it and I put it in the box. And then I looked through, I was looking, flipping through a box. So flipping through the box. And this one, of course, was, I put in the front of it when I put it back in the box. So I was flipping through the box and got done. And I pulled this back out of the front of the box. And I looked at it and I kept thinking, I just don't need another huge chart to start. And so let's put it down again. And there's another box of books. So I'm flipping through the box. And while I'm flipping through the box, I'm still thinking about this pattern. And some lady walked past me, and it's like I took the pattern out of the box and I put it in front of me, and I started flipping through the rest of the patterns. And then I got to looking at it again. I thought, it's one book. I have thousands of books. What's one more book? So excuse me, I bought it. It's by Twin Peaks Primitive. It's called Peacock Sampler. And this is gorgeous. It is probably one of my favorite charts now. I just love this piece. I like peacocks, but the style of the house, the way the peacocks are turned, that you can see their tails, this vine and urn down at the bottom, I absolutely love this piece. So I'm thinking this may be my January 1st start, because I always have a new start on January 1st. But this, let me see, I am not sure if it has a date on it of when. Well, I can't get to the first page, or is that the first page? I think that's the first page. I don't see. Here, let me look here. 2021. So it's been out a while. But I have not seen that. But that is my favorite buy that I've done for a long time. So that is everything. We're at 56 minutes and I still have Halloween to show you. I don't think we're going to get to doing charts today like we normally do. I'll do a box of my charts and we're ready to start the designers that start with a C. So I just don't think we're going to get to that point. I think we're going to run out of time. So I'm going to start showing you what I have. Some of them are going to be out of print because they're really old. I have this piece here. I can't tell you who it's by. I'm thinking it might be Birds of a Feather, but I'm not sure. I stitched this back in 1998. And I was looking at this. When I did the video last week, I was looking at it, and I had stitched in M. Newton, Halloween, 1998. Now, I guess this was when I was first starting to stitch in names, so this may be the designer. I don't know. This had to have been on the graph because I don't know any Newtons. So anyway, I put that name in instead of my name. This has gotten kind of slack a little bit. It needs to be restretched. So I'm thinking I'm going to take it out, restretch it, and I'm trying to decide if I want to rip that out and put my name in there. It would fit because I'd have a D and then a Gentry, so it would work pretty easily. But anyway, I may do that. Oops, excuse me. And then also at the bottom, I bought this little white fence. I took some gray paint and kind of scrubbed it up a little bit, glued it on, and glued a pumpkin on. And then up here I glued the bats on. So this is an East Side molding frame, is where that came from years ago. And East Side still makes moldings because I had to order some for my Prairie Schooler alphabet not that long ago. So this is a big one, and I got to touch the frame up. I brought her upstairs. I need to get the black and touch her up a little bit. I now make, there's even, our frame's glass is even dirty. I'm now making out of quilted fabric. I've showed them before, the sleeves where I can slide my pictures down in them, and they're padded to store away, so I'll need to make them for these. This is a Stony Creek. I do know that. I couldn't tell you what the name of the, well, I can't get any, stop the reflection. I don't know what the pattern name is on it. As I find some of these older ones, if I can find the pattern names, I'm taking a card and writing on the back and sticking it, or writing it on the card and sticking it on the back so I'll know. But I had, I cut this mat. This was when I was still working at the needlework shop. So cut the mat and I painted in the bats on the mat. And that's about as good as I can get because this is a big girl. So that's a lot of black and gray. But I really like this piece. Okay, let me find a place to set her. I'm probably going to have to get up just a second. Let me put you on hold just a second. Okay, I'm back. Well, I didn't put you on hold. I forgot and pressed stop. So I'm going to have to piece these two videos together. So I had to get my crate and pull it over here. So anyway, on to the next one. This is October 31st. This is by Roveris. I did this last year. It is on a, looks like 18 count. I coffee dyed this, and then while it was wet, I ironed it, and I scorched the fabric with the iron, all intentional. It created some darker spots in it. I really like this piece. And then I added this, this was a button. I cut the plastic shank off the back of it and glued it on. So I like this one really well. So this is October. Roveris, if you're familiar with them, they don't have names for their patterns. I think they go by numbers, but I call it October 31st. So, okay, let me keep moving on. These are three little ones that I made years ago, and I don't know who they're by. This is Eek. I did this on a 10 count Tula. I did that one. I did this one. These are all on the same fabrics. And then I did this one. And like I said, I'm not sure who designed those. This one you saw just in my last video, I think. This is my Boohoo Pillow by Luminous Arts fabric, or Luminous Fabric Arts, isn't it? Or Luminous Arts. Misty Purcell. Google, just look under Misty Purcell. Luminous Fiber Arts, I believe. But y'all saw that one recently. These are some little pillows that I did many years ago. This little guy, this was when ruffles were big, and I'm not into ruffles now, but I'm not taking it apart and getting rid of the ruffles. So I did him, and his face, the inside of his ears, and his skeleton, I did in glow in the dark. So at night when you turn the lights out, his little skeleton shines. So I think he's really cute. He's one of my favorites because he glows in the dark. This is another one. These were all out of the same book, and I believe these are Cricket Collection. I don't know if they're still in print or not. But then I put, on this one, I put some little gold beads on his collar. And then this one, do a little more digging. This one, well, is the third one. And I think it's real cute too. But the ghost is my favorite. I have dog hair on everything. Imagine that with 5 Pomeranians. I shouldn't have any dog hair. So anyway, this one, if you noticed, I don't know if you saw that. This is a little remembrance to our Dalmatian we used to have. She chewed right through both pieces there. She would get into stuff terribly bad. And in fact, I'll show you this up here. And you can't see it from where you're at. This piece here, when I was working on it, this is by Just Nan, I think it is. I did this in 2003. So anyway, when I was working on that piece, our Dalmatian got that while I was stitching on it and tore up my pattern, got the thread, stuff like that. And we didn't know if she'd swallowed a needle or not, but because I couldn't find my needle. And I said, well, I guess we'll know at some point. And 2 days later, she started throwing up. And so we took her to the vet. The vet x-rayed her and said, yeah, they couldn't do that kind of surgery at our vet. So we had to take her over to the University of Missouri Veterinary Hospital. And they did an emergency surgery that night. And then to remove the needle, they also had to take out a section of her intestines. And then the next morning, they had to go in and do another surgery, a second surgery, because they had a leak when they worked on her the first night. Her intestines were leaking. So they had to go in and repair that a second time. So she spent 10 days at the University of Missouri Veterinary Hospital. And back in 2003, we had a $2,500 vet bill, which, I mean, we probably didn't even have $2,500 in the bank back in those days. But anyway, thank God for credit cards, and got her home, and she lived a ripe old age and was fine. So she was just a puppy. She was 3 months old when she did that. So we couldn't imagine not doing something for her. So, but anyway, that's that hole in that pillow is a little reminder of her. So I don't worry about it. This one I did in a box. This is using mat board and just making a box. I think this is sunflower seed as a design for it. I don't know the fabric. I know it, I mean, you can tell there's some overdyed threads in it, but I don't remember what the name of it is. And I just made a little bow that's kind of squished on it. Okay, next I have this one. You need to scoot over just a bit. This one is a Cricut collection, and it might be out of the same one with the bears. I'm not sure. But this is just a little Halloween girl. Boy, it looks like you can really see through the black. It doesn't look that bad when you see it in person. But anyway, it's done on 8-count Herta cloth. I don't know if they still make 8-count Herta, but I did it on 8-count, and then I painted the frame, and I took a natural sponge and I sponged around the edge of the frame. So did that one. I'm gonna have to stand. Okay, the next one is a Mill Hill kit. I did this several years ago, and I believe this might, kind of think this might be a Mill Hill frame too. I'm not sure. But the cat, if you look, the cat is all beads, except for like the white on him. The spider is beads, and then the stitching around the edge, it doesn't have any beads in it. So that's a Mill Hill kit I did. This one I made, I stitched it a long time ago, but I just got the pillow made, I think, last year. And I don't know who this is by. It's a small card, but it's Spooky Treats. You stitch the ghost body, and then you add the Jabco buttons. Whoops, cat's sitting lopsided. He's still going to sit lopsided. I must sewed him on a little crooked. A lot of times I will stitch through the button before I attach it to the fabric, and then I use tacky glue and glue the buttons on. And then I used fabric that has eyes on it. And those are going to fall. I did this little bat, and I did it last year, year before. I stitched him up, made him, completely finished him, took him down, showed him to my husband, and thought he was really cute. And then I realized while I'm looking at him, I had the hanger up here. So I had the hanger on the top. So it looked like he's standing on a branch. And I thought, I don't like that. Bats hang upside down. So I took the ribbon out, turned him over, glued the ribbon back in. This came off of something I bought. I don't remember. It was just like a tag that, it wasn't anything. It was like where the price tag, or it wasn't part of what I bought. It was just hanging on it. So I thought I'll use that for something. So I put it on there, and it's got green bats. My bats are upside down now because I had to turn him over. That's okay. You're not going to look at the back. This is an acorn that I did. I think this is also cross-eyed cricket. And I did this on 10 count Tula. And I think he turned out real cute. The next one I did, this is, I believe, Birds of a Feather. There are 4 seasons, and this is the fall. It's got Thanksgiving. They'll run different holidays or little motifs according to what season it is. So this has Halloween. It has fall, Thanksgiving with the pilgrims. So you got pilgrims, jack-o'-lantern, turkey, black cat. So I've done all 4 of these, and this is just done on a brown of some kind. This is years ago also. So many of these, they're old. This one, I believe, is a Glory Bee pattern. It's old. Everything I have is. But anyway, I think this is a Glory Bee. So many of these, I'm sure if you keep an eye out on a secondary market, you can still get these. They surely are out there somewhere. I made this pillow a couple, 3 years ago. I think this might be Not Forgotten Farms. I'm not positive, but for some reason I'm thinking that's her style of witch. So I did that, and then I took strips of fabric, added them to both ends and the top, and then I did the back in the orange. So it's the same fabric print. There's just either black or orange. And then next I have a little Trick or Treat triangle box. I don't know, you call that a box? Trick or Treat. This is the dog's outside the door. Hannah's outside my door. Sorry about that. But anyway, the ends are filled in. They have some batting on them. And then I just made the twine, or the cording, and put around just the front part. Hannah, no. This is my only Frankenstein that I have. I stitched him. He's from, I don't know who makes them, but they're called Doodles. And they were little clear plastic boxes. And they come with the pattern, and they'll come with a button. And that's all they come with. They don't come with any fabric or threads. So, and they're out there. I've seen them before. I've Googled Doodles, so you can find these. I have some others I need to stitch up. They're pretty quick stitch. but I put him on just some purple. And then I have this garland. It's wire with the spiders hanging off of it. So that's what I did on him. Next, I have this frame. This frame was made for this piece, and it keeps falling out because I haven't glued it in. Well, now it went clear to the floor. I believe this is by Twisted Threads. I don't think she designs anymore. Oops, you got to go one way with it. This is on, I don't know, it's probably an 18 or 32, 36 count. I'm not real sure. Wait a minute, let me get that off there. It's over one thread. So it's very, very tiny there. So, did that, and it was actually shown on the pattern in this frame, so I bought the frame to go with it. Let me show you these while they're over here, because I'm going to start putting some stuff on top of other stuff. This I showed recently. This is my Wicked Witch broom. Just try to stand back a little bit. This is La Di Da Wicked Witch. I found this broom at Goodwill. You can get them in any place like Hobby Lobby. Walmart probably even has them. But I had this fabric that was witches' hats, witches' shoes, and a broom. So I made it a little bit wider because I wanted you to be able to see that fabric, but you still don't see it quite as much as I'd like. But then I tried to go wider and it was going to be too much. So this is Wicked Witch by La Di Da. And then my other long one, this is really, really big. This is by Hindsight. This is Halloween. I painted the frame. I also used a toothbrush and splattered black on it. Let me go down here and do a slide along. So I painted the bats, wooden bats, and glued them on. They each one have a charm. And that is Halloween by Hindsight. It's done on a 28 count. Looks like raw linen. We're almost to the end. This is Scaredy Cats. I think it's a Lizzie Kate. I did that on a black Heatherfield, 28 count it looks like. The white is little specks of white that's runs all through the fabric, so it looks like lint, but it's supposed to be there. But it's Scaredy Cats, and then I put little wiggle eyes on the cats. I like their tail. They're pretty cute. And this is barnwood looking frame. Picks up lint, will give you splinters. And then almost last, I have some little bitty things to show you. This is by Bent Creek. This is, I would say Halloween row. I'm not sure, but it's by Bent Creek. It's got the different Jabco buttons on it. That vulture. So I think that's a pretty cute piece. And then what I have left, hold on. Everything's crashing again. I moved my stool. You're going to crash anyway. I did these years ago. These are on vinyl weave. Now, I've said before I don't like to stitch on perforated paper that well. Vinyl weave doesn't bother me quite so bad. I think why I don't like to stitch on perforated paper is when I'm putting the needle up from the back, it falls out before I get picked up from the front. So I don't know. I don't know. But this is vinyl weave, and I don't know where these came from, whether they came out of a book or a magazine. Now, I've made these, oh gosh, long time ago. I don't know. Then I did this one. And then I did the acorn, candy corn. And then I did these Mill Hill kits, these little beads, or these little pins. They have a pin back on them. I made them. I don't wear this kind of stuff, never did. I just made them and then stuck them in with the Halloween decorations and never did anything with them. So I think what I'm going to do is try to pull this. I'm either going to try to pull it off or just take wire cutters and cut up here and down here so it's flat. And then I'm going to glue a little hanger on it, just hang it on my Halloween tree. So I did the ghost. I did this little, let me see if I can get it to focus. The little scarecrow. I did this little witch. And I did this little pumpkin. So yeah, I thought I might as well. I never had a Halloween tree until this year. And I decided this at the first of the year when I was taking Christmas down. I have it's probably a 6 foot, 5-6 foot. It looks rustic tree. And I decided to do a holiday tree. I just have left it out. So this year I have a Halloween tree, so I'll show you some pictures of that. At the end, I'm going to tack some pictures on, hopefully, piece these two videos together and put some pictures in. So that's it. We are probably an hour and a half, which will probably be the longest I've ever done. I don't know of anything else to show you, so I think that's probably enough for this time. So I'll try not to be so long getting back to you. I hope y'all have a good Halloween. I'm sure I won't be back before Halloween. So I hope y'all have a good Halloween. Oh, I have to show you this. Remember the wooden house that I showed y'all and asked you if I should paint it or not paint it? I decided not to paint it. So I put a few little things in there. I had a guy where I worked had a business that he cut stuff out, so he made my name and he gave it to me. So it sits up there, and I have just have an antique elephant pin cushion and some other old sewing things in there, so I'll add to it a little bit here and there. So I wanted to show you that because I had showed it to you empty a while back. So all right, say hi or say bye, Tootie. Say bye, Tootie. Hope y'all have a good next couple of 3 weeks till I get back.